Good morning students. Before going to the topic, let's discuss some questions which are related to the topic. Yes, what is energy? How do you define energy? Energy is ability to do some work is called as energy. Then how do we get energy? We get energy from the food which we eat. Then do all organisms get energy the same way as we do? No, different organisms get energy in different way of obtaining food. So living things get energy from food. Food is a fuel and stores chemical energy. We use this energy for all life processes. What are the life processes? Such as growth, repair, moving our muscles such as heart muscle and lung muscle, and have muscles that move, and keeping warm, keeping our body also comes under a life processes. It is also called it as homeostasis. Okay, keeping the internal body temperature at constant. Okay, so that is keeping our body warm. So then we are moving into the topic nutrition, food supplying system. So what do you mean by nutrition? Okay, nutrition is the process in which it is a way of obtaining food for our growth and health. Okay, that is called as nutrition. So let us discuss the introduction of this lesson. Food is needed by all living organisms mainly for growth and repair. Okay, why we take food? For our growth and repair. And several organisms need food to maintain body temperature as well. So a variety of substances are taken as food by every organism. Okay, each and every organism take a variety of substances. Okay, there is no uniformity in the food varieties. Okay, there are different types of varieties consumed by the different organisms. From single cellular organisms like amoeba to the complex multicellular organisms like the human body. Okay, so there is a variety in the obtaining food when compared to single cell organisms such as amoeba and a multicellular organism such as human body. So there is a differences, and there are varieties in obtaining the food. So even within the human body, the cells require a wide variety of substances as food to carry out their functions. Okay, even in our human body, okay, the cells require a wide variety of substances as food to carry out their functions. Then the mode of acquiring food varies from organism to organism. Okay, then you have studied in your previous classes about how different organisms get their food. Let us recall them. You have already studied these concepts in your previous classes. Let us recall what are those topics and how they are related to our present topic. So what are autotrophs? How do autotrophs get their food? Okay, the name itself indicates autotrophs means they themselves make the food, are called as autotrophs. They prepare their own food. That such type of organisms comes under autotrophs. For example, plants and some types of bacteria. And how do autotrophs get their food? With the help of sunlight. For example, plants, okay, they photosynthesize and they prepare their own food. And what are heterotrophs? How do heterotrophs get their food? Okay, the name itself indicates hetero. Okay, heterotrophs. Okay, they are different in their needs, in their structure. Okay, so what are heterotrophs? Heterotrophs are the organisms which depend on other organisms for obtaining of food. How do heterotrophs get their food? Okay, either they consume the autotrophs or they consume some other heterotrophs or some other organic substances. Then let us study about autotrophic and heterotrophic modes of nutrition and find out why most plants are called as autotrophs. Okay, so let us study why most of the plants are called autotrophs. So till now you have some knowledge, okay, in your previous classes. Now we are going into more detailed information that what are autotrophs, okay, what are the different ways of obtaining food, how they derive the energy, how they prepare the food. These all things we will discuss in this session. So modes of nutrition, basically modes of nutrition is divided into two types, that is heterotrophic and autotrophic. Let's start with the autotrophic nutrition. So plants are examples for the autotrophic nutrition, and also some other bacteria comes under the autotrophic nutrition. So autotrophs such as plants have the ability to create their own food. Okay, autotrophs such as plants have the ability to create their own food. So such type of organisms or plants called as autotrophs. They have the ability to create their own food. So what is that ability? Okay, how that ability is helpful for the plants to prepare their own food? Let's discuss. Autotrophic nutrition. We know that autotrophs are the organisms capable of using light energy to synthesize chemical compounds. Okay, so autotrophs are the organisms capable of using light energy, okay, using light energy to synthesize chemical compounds. So autotrophs are the organism, they are capable of using this light energy, and with the help of this light energies they synthesize the chemical compounds. So how they utilize the light energy and what are those chemical compounds, we will see. So they acquire nutrients like mineral salts. What are mineral salts? Mineral salts are the inorganic substances which are available in the soil, and water from the soil, as well as some gases from the air. Okay, so here autotrophs, how they are preparing their food, what things they are acquiring? They acquire nutrients like mineral salts. Mineral salts are nothing but inorganic substances, okay, they are available in the soil and as well as nature, and water from the soil as well as some gases from the air. By using these things or by acquiring these substances, they are preparing their own food. They are capable of producing complex compounds. Okay, so at the end they are capable of producing complex compounds like carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. These are called as complex compounds. So at the end they are able to produce complex compounds such as carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. These all are biomolecules, okay, and from these very simple substances. Okay, so from these very simple substances, which simple substances? Like mineral salts, water, okay, and some gases. These are the simple substances. By using this they are capable to produce complex compounds such as carbohydrates, proteins and lipids. Okay, these compounds produced by autotrophic plants are utilized for providing energy to most of the living organisms and all animals including human beings. Okay, here whatever food is produced in the autotrophs, it is not only consumed by the autotrophs itself, it is also consuming by other living organisms including human beings. Okay, we also consuming the energy which is produced from the autotrophs. Most of the things that we eat are obtained from the plants. Okay, most of the things that we eat, okay, those are obtained from the plants. Yes, can you give me some examples? Okay, for example, give me some examples, okay, which are obtained from the plant but actually that is not a raw product of plant. For example, eating the meat. Okay, eating the meat. Okay, meat is produced from the goats or sheep and other animals. So what they eat? They are herbivorous animals. Okay, they eat obviously plants. So they eat plant products. Okay, and we are eating the meat of those sheep and goats. So like that the energy is flowing. So here most of the things that we eat are obtained from the plants. Okay, they are getting energy by eating the plants, and we are getting energy by eating those organisms. So like this, here energy is flowing, and so we are eating the food which we are obtained from the plants. And even if we depend on animal products, we would find that those animals depend on plants on their food. As I told you, like if we are consuming the meat or flesh of goat, sheep and other animals, okay, so they are what they are eating? They are eating the plant products, and they are giving us meat and flesh. Okay, so here even if we depend on animal products, we would find that those animals depend on plants for their food. So but how do plants carry out their life processes? How do plants carry out their life processes? We never thought about these things. We just got the food, okay, from the markets, and we ate those things, and we derive energy from those things. But we never thought in that way how plants are producing these all things. What is the process behind this? Okay, how this is how it is take place? Okay, these all things comes under this topic. But how do plants carry out their life processes? Scientists have been working for centuries to find out how plants carry out these life processes. Okay, scientists are finding out solutions for these things, how they are carrying out life processes. We know that among all life processes, the process of photosynthesis, among all life processes, the process of photosynthesis makes plants the universal food providers. Okay, the photosynthesis makes plants the universal food providers, means throughout the universe who is producing the food? Means plants. They are the basic source to produce the food, because they are making their own food and they are producing the food for other organisms. So the universal food providers, plants are called as universal food providers for all living organisms. Okay, directly or indirectly we are depending on the plants. So it is a universal food provider for all organisms. Van Helmont and other scientists believed that plants get their food material not only from soil but also from other sources. Okay, the Van Helmont, the scientist, has stated that plants get their food material not only from soil but also from other sources. Can you think of some raw materials needed for photosynthesis? Okay, just list out those materials, those raw materials which are needed for the photosynthesis, because you have already studied the topic photosynthesis in your previous classes also. Yes, can we list out those raw materials like carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, water from the soil, water and minerals from the soil, okay, sunlight and chloroplast. Okay, these are the some raw materials which are required for the photosynthesis, like carbon dioxide, water and minerals, sunlight and chloroplast. What could be the end products of the process of photosynthesis? Okay, what could be the end products? So complex compounds such as carbohydrates like glucose and oxygen. These are the end products of photosynthesis. So let us study the process of photosynthesis in detail to know more about this. Okay, so let us study the process of photosynthesis in detail. So here this is the photosynthesis. Okay, by seeing this image you can understand that photosynthesis is a process. It is not only a simple process, it is a complex process where green plants prepare their, not only green plants, okay, where plants prepare their own food with the help of sunlight, okay, and with the help of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and water and mineral salts from the soil, okay, and chloroplast. With the help of chloroplast they prepare their own food, okay, and they release the oxygen and they prepare the glucose. So generally this is like this we define the process of photosynthesis, but it is a complex process, okay, like how simply we are defining here, it is not that much simple. There are so many steps and reactions take place for this process. So let us see what are those all things. Photosynthesis is the process by which plants containing the green pigment chlorophyll build up complex organic molecules from simple inorganic ones using sunlight as energy source. Okay, so photosynthesis is the process by which plants containing the green pigments, what is that green pigment? Chlorophyll is the green pigment, and build up complex organic molecules such as carbohydrates, proteins, lipids, and simple inorganic ones. Okay, by using simple inorganic ones, what are those simple inorganic ones? Okay, such as carbon dioxide, mineral salts, okay, water, these comes under simple inorganic ones using sunlight as an energy source. So by with the help of these all simple substances they prepare the complex molecule. So this is the definition of photosynthesis. Okay, here you can see the chloroplast, the main pigment, okay, main internal factor in the photosynthesis, which is helpful to trap the solar energy and convert into the chemical energy. This is the structure of this present in the almost photosynthesizing cells consist of chloroplast. Okay, this is the structure of chloroplast, okay, and this is the chemical structure of chloroplast. Chlorophyll. The process of photosynthesis is very complex, okay, as I told you, like how we are defining it in a simple and general statements, it is not that much simple, it is a very complex process. Several reactions take place in this process and intermediate compounds. What are intermediate compounds? These are not end products, okay, they form in between the course of reaction and they also utilized for further processes are also formed. Okay, it is a complex process, it takes several reactions takes place in this process and intermediate compounds are also formed in this. Then scientists had tried to formulate a simple equation to indicate photosynthesis over 200 years. Okay, in the earlier years when they were finding the information about this photosynthesis, so that time the scientists formulated a simple equation. With the help of this simple equation they try to make us understand how photosynthesis process take place in the organisms. So the equation that is used widely still is formulated and proposed by C.B. Van Neel. Okay, who proposed this simple equation? C.B. Van Neel in the year 1931. His opinion was for each molecule of carbohydrate, formed one molecule of water and one molecule of oxygen is produced. Okay, let us see this in his equation. See here, though photosynthesis is a very complex process, we use the following simple equation. So in the earlier years they have given this simple equation in order to understand the process of photosynthesis. So here we are using carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Okay, so here what are the end products we are getting? Carbohydrate, water and oxygen are the end products. But this is only a simple equation. This is not a final equation of what exactly the photosynthesis is. Okay, so this equation needs to be balanced. So here this the person C.B. Van Niel first worked on purple sulfur bacteria. Okay, he did not conducted these experiments on plants directly. Okay, first he worked on purple sulfur bacteria. What is purple sulfur bacteria? Purple sulfur bacteria is a photosynthesizing bacteria, okay, which reduces carbon dioxide into hydrogen sulfide and carbon dioxide. Okay, so here Van Niel first worked on purple sulfur bacteria. So this purple sulfur bacteria is nothing but it is one type of photosynthesizing bacteria. Okay, so here and found light plays a specific role in photosynthesis. So when he conduct experiment on this purple sulfur bacteria, he find that light plays a specific role in photosynthesis. Light plays a specific role in photosynthesis. Instead of H2O, they use H2S as a starting material. Here, instead of H2O, water, they use H2S, hydrogen sulfide, as a starting material. Okay, so here carbon dioxide is reduced to carbohydrate and this sulfur is derived as the end product instead of water. So here no oxygen is liberated during photosynthesis. Instead, elemental sulfur is evolved. Okay, so later he envisioned a similar process of photosynthesis in plants and proposed the above mentioned equation. Okay, so later what he did, he envisioned a similar process of photosynthesis in plants. Okay, Van Niel did his experiments in the purple sulfur bacteria. Here he used H2S, hydrogen sulfide, instead of water. So what he get here? Here oxygen is liberated during the photosynthesis instead of elemental sulfur is evolved. So later he envisioned a similar process of photosynthesis in plants and proposed the above mentioned equation. So what is that equation? So later the Robert Hill, okay, he is the plant biochemist, the scientist, and later Robert Hill showed that oxygen is released from water during this reaction. Then the equation was modified as follows. See, here you can also see the simple equation. Here only we have taken like CO2, 2H2O. This equation is not balanced. Now we can see the balanced equation. 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O means 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 12 molecules of water in presence of light and chlorophyll. Here the formation of glucose. The formula of glucose is C6H12O6. Okay, this is a simple sugar and 6 molecules of water and 6 molecules of oxygens are the end products. So this is the balanced equation and this is the exact equation of the photosynthesis, not this simple equation. So in the earlier years they try to define the photosynthesis, so at that time they have given this simple equation. This is not balanced, but based upon this equation the Robert Hill showed that oxygen released from water during this reaction. Then the equation was modified as follows, like this: 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O in the presence of light and chlorophyll. Then C6H12O6 is glucose and 6 molecules of water and 6 molecules of oxygen is released as the end product. It is known that plants synthesize carbohydrates, the smaller, simpler ones first, and form them, the more complex ones like starch and cellulose. Okay, so first they prepare carbohydrates, the simpler one, okay, the simple sugars, but later they form into complex ones. What are those? Starch and cellulose. These are the complex polysaccharides, but they also developed from the simple sugars. Plants are also capable of synthesizing all other compounds like proteins, fats, etc. Okay, later they convert these carbohydrates into proteins and fats. Animals are not capable of synthesizing carbohydrates and they have to depend on plants for the same. Okay, animals cannot synthesize these carbohydrates, they have to depend on plants for these carbohydrates. So can we state that photosynthesis is the basic energy source for most of the living world? Yes, we can say that photosynthesis is the basic energy source for the most of the living world, because they are the producers, they are the universal food providers. Okay, from there only the energy is deriving and it is flowing to other organisms. Okay, why or why not? Okay, if you are agreeing, why you are agreeing? If you are not agreeing, why you are not agreeing? Then let us study how the plants prepare carbohydrates through photosynthesis. Okay, so let us study how these plants prepare carbohydrates through photosynthesis.